It has been a very long time since I sat down and did a Taizai manga chapter review. And almost all of you most likely know the reason. The reason for it is that Taizai has been on break. Nakaba-sensei has been dealing with his own personal issues, and so we haven't had a chapter in a good long while. We've been getting little side stories here and there, but overall we haven't had any good continuation of the content with Diane and King in a while now. And so the new chapter is finally out, and I'm just gotta say, I'm so glad it's back. I am super glad Taizai is back, because I have fucking missed this series. I miss every Monday, well, it's actually Sunday today, but I missed every Monday being able to read a new chapter of Taizai. It's one of those series I really look forward to every week. I look forward to Tokyo Ghoul every freaking Saturday, and I look to every Monday for my Taizai, and it's just one of those things. Monday is Taizai Day. I love Taizai. And now finally having it back, I'm just so happy to be able to see new content, the continuation of the story, and glad to see Nakaba-sensei finally back being able to write new chapters. I do hope whatever he had to deal with wasn't too bad, because we weren't given a whole lot of details, but hopefully it wasn't too bad and everything is fine and all that, and he goes through a full recovery and all that. But I'm glad to see Nakaba-sensei back, I'm glad to see the story continuing, and I'm glad I can talk about the chapters once again. So with that being said, I do like how this chapter started off with like that cover page. It was solid white, and you just see the writing of the chapter. It was a very, I guess, unique way to start the return of Taizai. It's kind of like, you know, how you would start a new series, like maybe a sequel or something. That's kind of what that reminded me of. Like, let me make an example. A series goes on like a break, okay? And let's say it's off for maybe months to an entire year, or let's say a season 2 pops up. Usually, when like a season 2 or a new arc or something begins, it usually could be solid black or solid white screen, and when you just see the words pop up saying like, you know, the name of the episode, or the, you know, season 2 has begun, or something like that. And that's kind of what it looked like when, you know, the chapter started. Like, Nakaba-sensei's like, I'm back, I'm having this really awesome looking freaking cover. I mean, even though there was no art and stuff on it, I just like the cover just for how simple it was. It really shows that Nakaba-sensei's kind of saying, like, I'm back, and here's to a whole new start for the rest of this year of 2017, because this is the first chapter of 2017 for Taizai. I'm not counting the little side stories and stuff, I'm just counting, you know, the actual chapter number and, you know, and stuff, the continuation of the story. So, yeah. Anyways, this chapter, it's a very simplistic chapter for the return of Taizai, which is to be expected. We gotta remember, Nakaba-sensei's kind of been out of the loop for a while now. This man has been, you know, having his own issues and stuff, so most likely he had to make a relatively simple chapter for the return. So it's to be expected that we didn't get a whole lot of information for a lot of different things, so it's acceptable. I can definitely accept it, but overall, though, I do like what we did get in this chapter of Taizai. We got some information about the Goddess Clan, to how we got, you know, a name drop of the organization with the fairies, the goddesses, and also the giants working together, to also how they were helping out different factions and stuff and helping out humanity. And then also we got to see the conclusion of the fight with what Diane and King was doing with that 110 commandment. So I mean, there was a lot of conclusions in this chapter, along with some information that was gathered. I mean, also to the Archangel. Holy crap. Okay, let me just talk about this, man. The Archangel that was introduced at the end of the fucking chapter, that shit is freaking, that design is so awesome. And if there's one thing I've always loved about Taizai, it is the designs of the characters, even the villains and stuff. I mean, I always have loved the design of, like, the demons. I mean, Nakaba-sensei really goes out of his way to make some cool designs for the demons. And the way the angel looks, this Archangel that was introduced, that seems to be the leader and the one making up all the plans and stuff to take down the Demon Clan, I love his design. I love the way the wings looked, I love the way his armor looked, the way his face was structured with the hair. Just, he looked like a really fucking badass looking goddess, like, you know, an angel. And being an archangel, we know this man must be very powerful. Now, one of the things I do want to take from that final panel of the chapter is that it really shows some clarity to what we've all been thinking about the Goddess Clan for a very long time. Remember, I mentioned this off and on throughout my reviews for previous months, like all of last year and stuff. The Goddess Clan is a big mystery. We don't know a lot about the Goddess Clan. However, from what we have seen from the Goddess Clan, we could assume that they're not goody-goody. They're not completely nice. Just like how there could be some good demons, we know for a fact there can't be all good angels. We know for a fact that's not a possibility. And so, we know there has to be some form of evil forms of, the Goddess Clan. And maybe that is the reason why the entire war begun in the first place. Why the Demon Clan was wiped out like they were. And many have speculated, and I've talked about this too in the past, that maybe not the true villains may not be the Demon Clan. It could possibly be the Goddess Clan. And seeing the face of the actual Archangel in this chapter, it kind of shows that it could possibly be true that the Goddess Clan could be the people that have started all of the shit that's happened with all the other races, and also maybe the Demon Clan isn't completely to blame. Maybe there's more to it than what, we know. And that's kind of how, like, any war is. I mean, when it comes to war, usually it's the victor that can dictate who is actually on the right side of, justice, but on top of that, too, they can write history how they feel. So they can easily label the Demon Clan as just these vile, revolting monsters that really should never be around or be alive right now, and that's what the Goddess Clan could do, because, they were the victors. And even if the Goddess Clan was, these crusty bitches that went out of their way to, kill off the Demon Clan and do other, evil shit behind the scenes, nobody would really know, because the Goddess Clan was the ones that won. So it's speculated that the Goddess Clan are more of the actual villains than the actual good guys, and with the Archangel showing that side of him of how he's, like, wanting to eradicate all of the demons, it kind of proves that that seems to be likely the case. Now, I'm not saying all of the demons are good either. There's obviously going to be some bad demons a part of them. We know for a fact there has to be. However, I don't think it's just a one-sided conflict. I think there's more to it than what we know. It's definitely not just the demons causing all the problems. It's more along the lines of most likely the, goddess causing problems, the demons causing problems, the fairies, and also the giants causing problems. And, I mean, it's just a big strive, going between all of these different clans is what caused this entire war. It's not necessarily just one side causing it, but it just seems like it's the demons causing it, since it's such a one-sided battle. You have all these clans coming together to wipe out the Demon Clan. Now, with that being said, though, let's talk about Elizabeth's, earlier reincarnation, or her original self, actually. It's probably not even a reincarnation. It's probably the first Elizabeth. The first Elizabeth, the power of her is just absolutely ridiculous. We've already know that it's been hinted that Elizabeth has the potential to be a very powerful fighter and have some tremendous strength. We do know it's also been hinted that the reason why Meliodas turned good in the first place is thanks to Elizabeth, and she persuaded him. And in the chapter, it displays something like that kind of confirms what happened to Meliodas. Elizabeth managed to talk to an entire army of enraged demons and make them just retreat and back off. She stated to these demons, like, there's just no point in fighting, and both sides, regardless of demon or goddess, don't want to continue to have this war. So Elizabeth going out of her way to say this shows that the demons can be spoken with, there can be, I guess, politics done between them, and it doesn't need to result always in war, beat the shit out of each other and killing off one or the other. And Elizabeth showing that shows that there definitely is some corruption in the Goddess Clan, and that the demons don't want the war to continue either. They probably feel like it's just as big of a burden as it is to the Goddess Clan, Fairy Clan, Giant Clan, and humans as well. So yeah, I mean, Elizabeth's power in this chapter, being able to make a whole army just run off like that, damn. I really cannot wait to see our main female character, Elizabeth, our reincarnation of Elizabeth, and see her strength for what she can get in the future, because we've already seen a little peek at what she can do. I can't imagine what she can do in the future. I'm just really excited to finally see that, just because of what this chapter has shown in the recent chapters of Taizai have shown us. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to this chapter of Taizai. It's a very simple chapter of Taizai, but it's a great start for 2017 of Taizai. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.